What's good, Streetscope family? A major political celebrity crossover involving Nicki Minaj is sparking intense debate online after her recent comments and interactions connected to Donald Trump and media personality Don Lemon. Let's break this down carefully. After Nicki Minaj publicly referenced a visit connected to Donald Trump, controversy quickly followed. Nicki later claimed she had received what she described as a Trump gold card, suggesting it could help move her closer towards citizenship. However, according to multiple political analysts and commentators, the card was not an official government document, but rather a symbolic keepsake or memento with no legal or immigration value. That revelation led many online to say Nicki had been misled or played, with critics pointing out how fast the situation unraveled, reportedly within just a couple of days. At this time, there is no public confirmation from U.S. immigration officials that any legal status was ever attached to the card.
Trump really played Nicki Minaj, and she didn't even see it coming. Nicki Minaj went online earlier this week bragging about receiving a Trump gold card and being one step closer to citizenship. But it turns out she was completely bamboozled, and here's what people need to understand. Donald Trump created the gold card concept as a way for wealthy individuals like Nicki Minaj to fast-track their pathway to citizenship by paying $1 million or more to the U.S. Treasury. Nicki, however, claimed she received the card for free, and now we know why, because the card she was given is completely fake. But here's where it gets messy, because the White House just shut her down and released a statement denying that Nicki Minaj ever received an official gold card. As a matter of fact, a White House official told the press the card Nicki Minaj received was nothing more than a memento.
At the same time, Nicki became involved in a separate online firestorm after calling for the arrest of Don Lemon, following his controversial church stunt commentary in Minneapolis. In response, Don Lemon pushed back strongly, publicly labeling Nicki's remarks as racist and homophobic, and saying she was out of her league when it came to political discourse.
You called for Don Lemon's arrest over his church stunt in Minneapolis. He's since called you racist, unhinged, homophobic, and out of your depth. Anything you'd like to say to Don Lemon?
Sucker, stop.
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about for which you know nothing about. This is out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans. You're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules. And the other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who is reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj, get a life. Stop being a pick-me.
Nicki Minaj, I don't know, because she can't even pronounce the Psalms correctly. She says her favorite Bible verse is Psalms 23, and I'm like, okay, but it's not just her accent. It's almost like Donald Trump with 2 Corinthians. So and then she called me she said something that was very homophobic about me, and I usually don't respond to things like that, but I thought that I had to, because in this particular situation, because it was so egregious, not only in the moment that we're in is so serious right now, that I didn't think that that was warranted. And Nicki Minaj has many, many issues that would lead one to believe that those issues are possibly the reason that she's cozying up to MAGA right now. Such as her brother is reportedly a pedophile. Her husband is reportedly, and if you look is a sex offender. You know that.
He's supposed to register.
He's supposed to register as a sex offender. And then there's supposedly another issue, allegedly, with another family member. And so when she called me that word, I said, how dare you, use a word, a sexual thing like that, when you should be looking at the man you sleep with every night in the same bed with, I guess, if you are, because there isn't anything worse than that. Or your brother who's the alleged pedophile. There's nothing worse than that. So how dare you? And also to say that you're a Christian and you're calling me out as a Christian and you know, I wouldn't do that to any other religion. Does she not recall the 2012 Grammy Awards when the Catholic Church came after her when they said her performance at the Grammys was sacrilege? When the Catholic League and all of those folks and Christians were going after her for her egregious performance at the Grammys? She's a hypocrite. And also, reportedly, she's possibly an undocumented person. She has said that she's undocumented. She came as a child, and I don't know if she's ever registered to be a citizen. And if that is true, under those rules, which are under Donald Trump's rules, she should be picked up, detained, reported, and deported. And those are the people she's cozying up next to. The people who are protesting for the rights for people like her, who may not be documented or otherwise, immigrants in this country, and she is an immigrant. So I said, why do African Americans support her? Why do gay people support her? Members of the LGBTQ community support her? You shouldn't, because she's a homophobe and she's a racist. She's racist against, I believe, black Americans.
Those remarks further intensified the backlash, splitting public opinion. Some supporters of Nicki argue she was expressing frustration and exercising free speech, especially in response to what she viewed as disrespect. Others feel she stepped into political territory without fully understanding the implications and paid the price publicly. Critics also pointed out that celebrity involvement in politics often comes with risks, especially when symbolism gets confused with policy. Supporters of Trump dismissed the controversy, while others criticized the situation as an example of how optics can be misleading. As of now, there have been no arrests, no legal actions, and no confirmed immigration changes tied to any of these claims. What we're seeing is a clash of statements, reactions, and public perception, amplified by social media and political polarization. This entire situation raises a bigger question. When celebrities step into politics, are they being informed or used for headlines? And how fast can influence turn into embarrassment when symbolism replaces substance? So now we ask you, respectfully, do you think Nicki Minaj was misled, or should public figures do more homework before aligning politically? And did Don Lemon go too far with his response? Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep it respectful, and stay locked in with Streetscope Media for responsible coverage, real reactions, and real conversations. We locked in.